Okay, hi, welcome to another video on the 100 Film Project. I recently saw this film about the life of a British cyclist. His name was Mark Cavendish. The movie was called Mark Cavendish Never Enough. And he holds the joint record for the most number of stage wins at the Tour de France, which is this long cycling race across the country of France. And the entire race is several thousand kilometers long. But every day, these cyclists go through one stage, and I think there are some 20 to 21 different stages. So he's won about 34 stages, which is like a world record. And it just speaks about how, for a long time, he was very successful, and then he had a big accident, and that put him out of play for a long time. So he couldn't cycle, but his identity was so tied up with being a world-class cyclist that when that was taken away, it was almost like his life came crumbling down. It impacted his personal life, it impacted his ability to exist, and he also considered suicide at a certain point. So I think it's really scary how much pressure there is on a world-class athlete, but he was able to come back, and I think for him, his safe space was riding a cycle, as they say several times in the film. He focused on what he could control, and by the end of the film he's able to come back and be successful as a cyclist again. It's not always, a happy story for athletes. We hear about the big ones that make it, but there are lots of athletes that don't make it. And I think this movie sort of puts light on, mental health as a sports person. So I think in that sense it really talks about those challenges that you face, about how your career basically ends, in your early 30s, and you have to move on to do something else, and how you come to terms with that, not only as an athlete, but as a family that supports that individual, and to make it big in any sport, you need to really commit your life to it. Otherwise, it's not a possibility. So, full credit goes to these athletes that take sport as their life and persist to do what they do in their careers. So yeah, you can watch this on Netflix, and you can also read up more about Mark Cavendish and other platforms.